Hello everyone! Today's drawing is going to be Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians. As usual, I will start this drawing with flesh tones. I wanted to create a frosty pale skin, so I used my palest color and then I shaded it with gray. After that, I wanted to create Jack Frost's signature blue eyes, so I used my lightest blue and then went in and blended it with my second lightest blue. That way he has a nice shadow over his eye. Also, in order to create a nice cold look, I put a little bit of purpley pink on his lip and then blended it out really well. That way it didn't make him look like he was wearing lipstick. Next, I'm drawing one of my favorite parts of Jack Frost's design, his hoodie. Jack Frost's hoodie is unique in that it has several frosted areas all across his hoodie. In order to recreate this, I used a light blue and a dark blue. The light blue allows the frosted area to appear more frosty without having to add a lot of white. However, you must remember to blend the two areas as you see me doing. If you do not do this, the transfer between the light and the dark blue will be very abrupt. This will make it seem less natural and make it so that the frost doesn't look like it's slowly beginning to freeze over his hoodie. As you will see, I use my cell phone often in this video and in all my videos for reference photos. I use reference photos especially when I'm drawing fan drawings in order to create a more realistic drawing of the character. Otherwise, you might forget certain details. I even use them for my other works in order to create more realistic drawings. I will have a link in the description box to where you can go and find my blog post on drawing from reference photos, including basics such as where to find your pictures and how to implement a design from those pictures. After I drew his sweatshirt, I decided to move on to Jack Frost's hair. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see all of it at points because the sun came out and washed out most of my page. I kept Jack Frost's hair simple. I used two colors, a very dark gray and a very light gray. Focusing on the ends and shadow points, shade Jack Frost's hair with the darkest gray. Then use a gradient effect to create highlights in Jack Frost's hair. I did this by blending my darkest gray with my lighter gray, blending it out until it becomes white. After that, I indicated individual strands by shading with my two gray colors. Once again, reference photos are very important while shading Jack Frost's hair. This way you can create a more recognizable character. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see me drawing Jack Frost's pants. However, you can see me working in the upper left-hand corner on a test page. I use test pages in order to make sure that my colors will blend properly and that they match the color schemes that I was going for. For Jack Frost's pants, I used a burnt sienna and a dark brown. Once the base layers were completely dry, I used dark brown to create cross-hatching on the burnt sienna. That way you can get the coarse look of Jack Frost's pants. Now it's time to pull out the watercolors. I really enjoy using watercolors because they are translucent and they lend to an ethereal air. Most of the colors you see on my palette right now are from another project, but I decided I was going to use a nice, I believe it was Windsor blue, for the background. So after wetting down the paper, I wet down only the place I was going to work on at that moment. I laid down my color, making sure it was darker towards his body and gradiated out. Then I used a stippling effect on the outside to create the look of frost. Pulling out the white gel pen, I'm adding final details. I was most excited about creating the frost effect on Jack Frost's hoodie. I found that the easiest way to create a uniform frost effect was by using a fairly simple motion. I used curly cues with feathers at the end in order to create the look of frost. Using a simple technique allows you to recreate the frost no matter where it is on the hoodie. The best piece of advice for this part is just be patient. It is really time-consuming to recreate all of the little curly cues and frost effects throughout the hoodie. However, be sure that it bleeds out into the dark blue. And have fun with it. After all, Jack Frost's center is fun. Moving on, I'm adding the final details. Jack Frost is creating a heart of frost, and I'm going to recreate the same curly cue effects on his hoodie for the heart. After I am satisfied with the heart, I'm going to move on to his staff. I recreated the curly cue on his hoodie once again onto his staff, but I decided it needed something more. So I used a black colored pencil to add texture to his staff, creating a knotted effect. Unfortunately, my camera cut out at the last minute and I did not get footage of me adding the knotty effect. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.